Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is episode 7 of the Feathery Treasury show. My name is Aaron, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Alex. How's it going today, Alex?
It's going well, thanks. Been a good Sunday. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. It's been a good Sunday. Went for a little walk today with you. We'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's the weekend, so I can't complain.
It's starting to get to spring.
Yeah, a little bit. It's been a couple false starts here in Minnesota, but I think we're getting there. We were almost to 90 a couple weeks ago for a couple days, and then it snowed.
We technically still saw snow.
Yeah, and then the snow melted again. Now it's been
Heavy rain.
40s, 50s, lots of rain. But the birds are back. It was warm for just long enough that they started moving back in. So that's the good news, is we have birds. So, yeah, like I said, we just got back from another bird and walk. I think we'll keep doing that for every episode. So let's go through what we saw. It was a pretty good walk.
Yeah, this is at Sucker Lake. A place called Sucker Lake. It's in Badness Heights if you're in the Minnesota area. Would recommend.
Yeah, it was a nice stroll around the whole lake. Kind of went up against the lake and then up into kind of some woods and back, and it was a nice variety of habitats. And we saw a total of 24 species. We can go through some of the highlights here. For me personally, a couple of the highlights, I saw 2 lifers. First times I've officially documented them. We saw 2 Bonaparte's gulls fly overhead, and then there was, how many was it?
10 or so.
10 or so common mergansers, which is one where it's kind of strange. I had never seen them before, but it was nice to finally get them checked off. And yeah, like I was saying with the mergansers, lots of ducks. So we saw the mergansers, lots of mallards, lesser scalps, buffleheads, ring-necked ducks. There's probably some more, but there was just groups of them out in the lake, and those were the ones we could tell.
Yeah. The tree swallows were quite nice. They were flying through, as
Yeah,
well as we saw a common loon.
Common loon sitting out in the middle of the lake. It's a requirement in Minnesota. Is a single loon just sitting there. But yeah, like you said, tree swallows swooping around over top of the water. That was kind of neat.
Belted kingfisher.
Belted kingfisher, yeah, that was a good one. A couple bald eagles flying overhead, an osprey.
But the highlight though was the ruby crown kinglets that we saw.
Yeah, there was this nice little area with some thicket on either side of the path, and there was about 6 or so, maybe 7 ruby crown kinglets flitting around, flying back and forth across the trail. They were really close to us. We were able to get a really good look at them without any binoculars or anything.
Good pictures.
Yeah, I got a couple good pictures of them. They're just so cute. They're so little. Super easy to identify too if you can see their head, because they just got a little red spot on the top of their head. Hence the name.
Yeah. So male and female, so we could tell the difference between the two of them.
Yeah, that was nice to be able to see both of them kind of at the same time.
And then there was a few white-throated sparrows.
Yeah.
In the same area.
And then the rest was kind of filled out with the usual suspects: northern cardinals, American robins, lots of red-winged blackbirds,
Couple of geese,
yeah, woodpecker. But yeah, it was a good walk. Oh, we had a couple pelicans fly overhead. That was nice.
Yeah, if you're in the area, one of the other lakes nearby, I think there's a lot of sightings of like 30, 40 of them.
Yeah, that's when you know spring's here, is when the pelicans start showing up again. You see a lot of them up here, but they're just really cool to see every time. They're just so big. Can't complain. So that was our walk. Finally got to see something on our walk. I feel like the last couple times have been disappointing. So it's good to get some numbers.
More than just a few crows.
Yeah. So besides our walk, let's go through kind of what we've seen since the last episode about a month ago. Now that the birds are back, I feel like we got a lot more to talk about. So I guess I'll start off. So to start with my 2023 goal of seeing 100 different species, I'm making good headway on it. I'm at 63 after today.
Not bad.
I added 6 more on our walk today. So 63 out of 100 for my goal. We're not even halfway through the year yet. I feel like the nice easy ones to get they're going to start drying up. So progress will slow down, but it's a good start. Good jump on the year.
Got the summer, and then there'll be the fall migration.
Right, exactly. And once I get close, I can start making effort to go seek out individual ones just to get that 100. But I'm not too worried. Some of the highlights of what I've seen in the past month or so is lots of ducks. So besides today, where we saw a bunch of ducks, I've been seeing a bunch of ducks on my own. I saw ring-necked ducks. I saw them twice before today. Those were a new lifer for me.
Oh wow.
So that was nice to finally get those. Blue-winged teals, saw those once this year. Always fun. And then some buffleheads. Always fun to see. They're just really neat looking. The guys are, at least.
Yeah, it's about time you start clocking waterfowl. I know that was kind of a goal for you.
Yeah, I have definitely, as I said before, I upped my duck game.
Yeah, I haven't seen blue-winged teals yet, but I know there's a lake near me where they tend to go with the wood ducks, so I think I'll get a good...
They're not too hard to find if you know what you're looking for.
What else have you seen?
Yeah, so I started seeing common loons. I feel like the last couple of years I've been up here, I saw them every once in a while. I'd see one, but this year I've seen them like 6 different times. They seem to be everywhere. I don't know where if I was looking in the wrong spots the other years or what, but lots of loons, which again, we saw another one today. So I feel like every time I've looked at a lake this year, there's just been a loon sitting there.
We have a pair on our lake, and they did breed there, I think, a few years ago, so hoping they're going to stick around, so I'm keeping an eye on them, and maybe you can come along with your camera if they do.
Yeah, that'd be neat. It'd be kind, because I think, don't the babies sit on their back once they're hatched?
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I think it was the last one, the summer before. There was a pair and there was a few babies because there was a guy who had a big camera and was showing.
Nice.
So I did get a good look at them. But
yeah, I like loons. They just look like they're built for speed. They just sit so low in the water.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun. And then some birds of prey that I've been seeing. Saw a couple osprey. Red-shouldered hawk was a good one that I saw. I've seen one down in Florida once, but this was the first time I saw one up here in Minnesota. And then actually yesterday, it was kind of a surprise. I was just walking the dog. I brought my camera just for the heck of it. There was an American kestrel sitting up in a dead tree, so I was able to get some good pictures of it. The birding wasn't really the goal of the walk, but it was a nice little surprise.
You never know when a bird will show up.
Exactly. That's why you always bring the camera along, just in case. Some other highlights is about a week ago I saw some ruby-crowned kinglets, which I was really excited about. But after today, today kind of blew that one out of the water. Before it was just a couple of them, just got a glimpse of them. They didn't stick around. And then some golden-crowned kinglets, which this one will go to the dog again, Eugene. I was out, he was going to the bathroom. I was just standing there, and 2 golden-crowned kinglets came flying up and landed in the grass close to me. We're pecking around.
Have you seen them before, or are they new?
I saw them several years ago,
Okay.
but this is new for the year for sure.
Not seen them yet.
They're good. They look just like the ruby crowned, just a little gold on top instead of ruby. But like the ruby ones, they're super cute, little tiny guys. Can't go wrong with seeing those. And then yesterday again, went to the dog park. So credit to Eugene again. Saw eastern bluebird.
And you get a dog. My cat's on doing anything for me.
Yeah, right. Gotta step up. Eastern bluebird. Those are always fun. You see them every once in a while, but it's just rare enough where you're like, neat. It's a nice little bluebird.
I've seen a few sightings, but only one at a time. I think.
Yeah, it was another surprise where it just kind of flew by, and I was like, oh, look at that. And then a couple more lifers for me that I saw this past month was several swamp sparrows. The woods near me, there was kind of flooded spots, so they were flying around in the puddles, splashing and stuff. I couldn't quite tell what they were. Got some decent pictures of them, enough to confirm. So that was nice. And then a merlin. Yeah, so we've been at work. Usually we take a walk midday around the parking lot. And we were walking, and I saw this decent-sized bird just kind of fly into one of the pine trees by us, and then I couldn't see it anymore. It was up hidden in the pine tree. So that was kind of weird. And then it started doing a really weird call that I've never heard before. And so I pulled out the Merlin app.
Merlin, to find Merlin?
Yeah, it was kind of it was meant to be. And it told me it was a Merlin. So I kept the recording, and then later when I got home, I kind of compared it to other recordings just to make sure, because there were people talking in the background, so I wanted to make sure the app wasn't getting messed up by the people talking. But yeah, from what I can tell, that was definitely a Merlin. So I would like to get a better look at one, but I did see it. It flew into the tree, so I'm going to count it.
Yep, that's fair. I think it's good to have a visual. I've been told I was with someone and we heard a merlin, and they are quite distinct.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it yet. So it's like I want to at least get a look at it
like
first.
just a weird enough call. You're like, that's different.
Yeah.
I don't recognize that.
Yeah, I think with the sparrow too, that's a good one. I feel like I can't tell them apart unless like a chipping or a house.
Yeah.
And it's
Sparrows are tough.
having the opportunity to have a picture and then retroactively look later is the plus.
Yeah, sparrows are they're hard because it's like, oh, here's this brown bird. It's got some streaks on its face, but so do they all. So it's
you think it's unique, and then you look at the rest and go, oh, never mind.
Yeah. But it's usually a song sparrow too. That's the part that sucks.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, song sparrow again. So what have you seen in the past month or so, Alex?
All right. Well, last Sunday, the wife and I went to Lake Como, which is in St. Paul. We went early, which is something I don't tend to do, but it was worth it. In total, we saw 29 species, and about 250 individuals.
Nice.
And there was 2 lifers, and then a couple of other rare sightings.
Okay.
What do you want to hear about first?
Hit me with those rare sightings.
The rare sightings? So the rare sightings was my second ever horned grebe.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever officially seen a horned grebe. That'd be a good one to see.
Well, where we took the walk today, there's another lake, and not that one. About this time last year was when I saw the first one. Okay. So saw that, and there was a big group of sculps, and saw some redheads.
Nice. Redheads, that's another one that I need to do.
Yeah, I had a brief idea of one in our last podcast I talked about it, but this was the first one where I actually got a full identification.
Nice. That's nice.
And there was some pie-billed grebes too.
Oh, I like those. They're cute.
Well, I've only seen a singular pie-billed grebe on a couple of occasions, but there was about 15 on this lake. And there was a couple in pairs, there was groups, so I've never seen them, and then there was one trying to eat a fish.
Oh,
that was too big for it.
Oh, no.
So it was just like it kept going under the water trying to eat it, and then it gave up, but that was so they were not new, but they were unusual.
I think I've seen them up here. I've definitely seen them down in Florida when I visited my cousin last year.
I've seen one in Wisconsin.
Quite a few. Okay.
And then my wife helped release one.
Oh, right.
So I saw that too. So this was the first time it was kind of on their own. But the reason we came to the park was for the ruddy duck. Neither of us had seen one before, and that was the first thing we saw after we left the car. There was about 15 of them. Most of them were sleeping, but good visual. They were pretty close to us.
So that was a lifer for you then?
That was a lifer, and then the other lifer was so there was some lesser sculps, and big group of them. We went around the lake onto the side where they were at, and I was also able to positively identify a couple of greater sculps.
Oh, nice.
Which I haven't technically logged in. There's some ring-neck ducks as well. Apparently all 3 are very similar, so I had to look at sort of the head shape, but I was sitting on a bench, and I was just staring at them all, and you could see the head shapes were different, you could see the bill markings.
If you got a good look at them and the time to compare it, you can usually suss it out.
And usually they typically migrate together.
Okay.
So two lifers with the ruddy and the greater.
Nice.
Otherwise in the water there was some cormorants, about 30 American coots. We had 2 pairs of loons, two couples,
nice.
And then buffleheads, hoodies, hooded mergansers, wood ducks, and then of course mallards and geese, both are given. And on the shore, saw some pine warblers.
Ooh, nice.
Tracked them for a while. That was the first time I've seen them this year, but I did see them last year. I checked my eBird. And then there was some red-winged blackbirds, white-breasted nuthatch, cardinals, black-capped chickadees, robins.
The classics.
And a lot of grackles, too.
Okay. Grackles they're underrated, I feel like. They're like get them in the sunlight, they're pretty cool looking.
They're like the red wings. I don't think they're considered very special, but it was nice to see.
Yeah.
A couple dozen of them, I'd say. They were kind of all littered around, and was able to get a good look through the binoculars.
They're so angry when they call, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the red wings, both just yelling at you as you're going by.
They both embrace the same attitude, I think.
So, I know you give your numbers. Now, I don't know if it's the same in American sports for soccer. Like, if a team's doing well at the beginning of a year, like, they'll ask the coach or the player, like, how well they are on the table if they're at the top. And the coach or the player will say, oh, no, it's too early. We're just focused on one game at a time.
And that's your attitude for this?
That's why it's one bird at a time.
Okay.
But I am because of today. I've hit the halfway mark. So I'm pretty confident. You know, I'm a bit behind you, but with summer, the fall trip to the UK.
Yeah, that's the trip to the UK is going to push you probably ahead of me for the year. I'm expecting.
Yeah, I'm optimistic about that. So April's been a good month after pretty much nothing for
April
3 months.
treated me well too. Yeah,
So-
it's been nice to finally get out and see some stuff.
Yeah, it isn't just a few crows or,
Yeah,
geese.
crows and geese was and black-capped chickadees was the last like 5 months for us. So it's nice to actually get some variety.
And once the swallows will start coming out and the
Yeah.
little songbirds will be, it'll be a good time, I reckon.
Good summer. It'll be a good summer. So that'll do it for what we've seen lately. Thanks for sharing, Alex.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's move on. We'll do the bird of the episode. So sticking to our theme again. This is the state bird of multiple states again. This time we're representing Missouri and New York. The bird of the week is the eastern bluebird.
Oh.
Yeah, having just saw my first of the year yesterday, I thought it was fitting to highlight it now.
Yeah. It's a pretty bird.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's got the nice blue on its back and then a little bit of red on the belly. It's like if you took a robin and made it prettier. Not that robins aren't pretty, but you know.
It's quite distinct.
We all know, yeah. So I'll give you some fun facts. So as the name suggests, this bird is found mainly in the eastern portions of the U.S. However, there's like pockets of populations covering a good portion of Mexico. I was kind of surprised to see that when I was looking. And then the eastern portion of southern Canada.
Well, they don't know borders, so...
No, that's fair. Their diet consists mainly of insects, spiders, and small fruits. And then it also said, if the opportunity shows up and they can grab like a lizard, they'll go for it. But
Really? Maybe that's why they're in Mexico.
yeah, maybe. They're pretty small birds to begin with, so they're not getting anything too big. Their preferred habitat is going to be like sparsely wooded areas that are kind of open, not much undercover. So they like to be able to fly around easily.
Yeah, I have seen them in a few of the state parks
Yeah.
near the clearings.
Yeah, they like clearings kind of close to the woods. And then from what I was reading, there was a ton of different songs that they can do. But their most common, well-known one is the tu-wee, is how it was described. So I'm gonna give that one a listen here. I'll play it into the mic. Let me tell me if you think it sounds like tu-wee. Maybe I was putting too much emphasis. I was doing it too slow. It's tu-wee.
I sort of...
Tu-wee.
I hear it.
Yeah, a little bit.
And as my wife has these cards, like a bird game, and it says some of this, it gives like their song names, and they'll be written out like that. And
Yeah.
it's like, this, no, it's not. And then you
It's like,
hear it.
Who comes up with these?
Yeah, it's like, kick. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
But yeah, that'll do it for us. I don't have anything else to cover at this point.
No, we got more going on though.
Hopefully May will be busy for us birding. We'll have more to talk about next time. Expect the next episode in about a month or so. I know we're not super consistent about it, but now that we got things to talk about, we're gonna try to be.
For Minnesota, the first 3 months,
Yeah, it was a drag.
Yeah.
But we made it. We got here. So thanks, Alex, for joining me again.
my pleasure.
Thanks everybody again for listening at home. We appreciate the support. I know we're not your first choice in podcasting, but we appreciate the listen. As always, feel free to provide feedback by emailing us at featherytreasury@gmail.com, or you can visit the website, featherytreasury.com. And there's info on that about the podcast, about my other social media sites and all that.
Some of the pictures from today will be up there.
Yeah, we'll post some of the pictures. If you want to listen to the podcast on YouTube, you can. I usually add the pictures as we talk about things. So if you're sitting there wanting to see these things we're talking about, that's a good option. But otherwise, have a good one, everybody.
Bye.